Today is Veterans Day, a day where we honor the men and women who stood up to protect our country. So did you know that Veterans Day was originally Armistice Day, marking the end of the First World War in 1919? So there are about 17.4 million veterans, and of those, more than 1.6 million are women. Currently, there are about 37,000 veterans experiencing homelessness. That's about 11% of the homeless population. So do you have any vets in your life, DBL Nation? Write in. I know that we do. Erica, you posted a very special photo today on your Instagram of Papa Roosevelt. Tell us about that.
This photo is from 1968. My dad was in the Air Force, Staff Sergeant Roosevelt Cobb. We actually got together as a family last night to celebrate some things and had a little conversation about this photo. It's just really special because I know why my father enlisted, and I know what his service meant to him. I know that he has continued to stay in touch with the men that he served with and has really been an advocate for a handful of them. So it's just really important. We went to the Vietnam Memorial every year, and we took our piece of paper and scratched out one of his friends who died during war. It's just something that we've always done as a tradition.
It's a tradition that I know many of our viewers know, many of us know on the panel. My dad served also, Erica, in Vietnam, 2 tours, and been to that wall, practiced the very same thing. That's actually my grandpa. So my grandpa served in World War II. That's my other grandpa who also served in World War II. But the grandpa in that newspaper, Grandpa Shocker, in that newspaper article, the reason why the newspaper covered it is because my great-grandmother had to send all 5 of her sons.
Oh my God. That's like Saving Private Ryan.
It's exactly like Saving Private Ryan, and in fact, she got a letter from the president thanking her because she sacrificed 5 of her sons. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, my dad, here's a photo of my dad. He was in Vietnam too, so mind the flash, my mom took that photo for me, and she doesn't know how to get those out of the picture yet.
We get the point. That's awesome.
That was him.
Is that your dad?
That's my dad, yeah. So shout out to all the veterans out there.
Amen.
And I gotta tell Erica, her dad looks just as handsome today.
Woo! Yeah, and Albert.
Good looking man. Yeah, I mean, for mine, you know, obviously my dad served and his brothers did as well. But for me, like, and I've talked about this before on the show, really quickly, when I found out that I booked DBL, I was still on the fence, and I had just come back from a USO tour, and I don't know if we have the pictures. I was in Japan and Okinawa. In the corner, you can barely see me in Ramstein. That's Germany at an Air Force base. Camp Bondsteel in the bottom corner, that's me in Kosovo. There were 18-year-old recruits there that had been in freezing cold, dark Kosovo for 2 weeks that were thanking me for coming to visit. The picture in the top corner was me in South Korea, and that experience, talking to those soldiers and seeing how brave they were and how long they were separated from their family, was the reason that I decided to come to Denver and leave my children in school in Los Angeles. So they have a direct impact on me sitting here and a direct impact on all of us sitting here. So
beautiful story.
You so appreciative of that story. You tell it 100 times.
I love,
like
dude,
it's the
so
first
honest.
time, every time, and it shows like your care for that. You've done a lot of things in this business, and you talk about that like it's your like, most passionate.
Was because I was like, there's no way. I was like, I'm not going to Denver and leaving my kid. They're my life.
Yeah.
You know, and talking to these people, I'm like, I've been away from home for 18 months, and I have a 6-year-old. I'm like, if you can do that, I can get my butt on a flight every other weekend and go to LA.
Amen.
So
one of my favorite sayings is, you don't know them all, meaning veterans, but we owe them all.
My father-in-law, this is my father-in-law, Brad Palmer. He was on the USS Shangri-La here, and he was patrolling the Caribbean and the Mediterranean.
Where's his cigar in that picture?
I know. He's a famous sportscaster, and he always had a cigar, or always has a cigar. So, Jeff, you have someone in your family as well, right?
Oh, funny you ask, Tori. I sure do. My dad was in the Army. I had to get these pictures for my mom this morning, so mind the flash in the picture. But yeah, there's my dad.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
Wow. Lindsay, you have a lot of vets in your family.
One thing I'll say is that no adults in my family know how to take pictures of photos. So I have a bunch too that we tried very hard this morning to get photos of. It's a whole thing.
The glare,
right? It's ridiculous. So I found out. Well, I already knew that 2 of my grandfathers on both sides, my dad's dad and my mom's dad, both were in the Army.
Wow.
And then my uncle and Colin's father were both in Vietnam.
Wow.
And I learned so many stories just about specifically like Colin's dad dad being the smartest in his class and then getting drafted, or my dad's father getting drafted when my dad was 6 days old. I learned these stories just this morning, and I felt like I have so much more to learn. So I think it's an opportunity to talk to people in your family that were affected by people going to war, or by being drafted, or by being in the military, and a time to salute them for all that they gave up and sacrificed for all of us.
And those pictures are awesome, by the way, too. So if you like put those in your house, people ask questions, it's another way to remember for everybody, right?
Absolutely. We salute you all and thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't thank you enough.